Advanced. Fuck
Oh,
Clement.
Oh, he doesn't like advance. Yeah, this is my man.
No, they stole from us. They're taking our money and spending it, man.
What's up, geeks? This is 𝗃𝗵𝗶𝘃𝗲, your everyday normal geek, and welcome back to Not for Broadcast. Last time we went through the lockdown episode, which was probably happened during Alex being passed out or after being electrocuted in the previous episode. Or was he? Is Mr. 𝗃𝗶𝗃𝗲 the supreme leader of planet Earth? Did Megan Wolf send a direct message to Alex during the end of the live broadcast last time? This is what we'll try to find out today while we start episode 2 of Not for Broadcast, which was released literally before a few days from the moment that this video is being uploaded. If you haven't checked the previous episodes, though, I would highly recommend you to go ahead right now and check them out. I'm gonna leave in the cards up in the right corner the links to these videos, to the playlist of these videos, and because they're all in my channel and all these videos, and they will help you, since it's a story-based game. They will help you understand what is happening during this video, but also during the next videos with the playthroughs of episode 2. And of course, a warning for those of you who plan to play this and they don't want to know everything ahead, like spoilers ahead. We're just playing the entire story right now. Before we continue, the 3 important questions: do you think video games are a form of art and don't like to stick to genres? Do you know what a floppy disk is and what the PS1 looks like? And do you hate advance and want to see Mr. 𝗃𝗶𝗃𝗲 prevail this world? Then you're in the right place. Subscribe and hit the bell button now to join the Geek family, and at the end of this video, if you enjoyed it, smash the like button. Done with the intro, let's dive into day 154 in Not for Broadcast. Alright, so we're loading in day 154. A Rude Awakening. Okay, so here is first of all one of the major changes that happened to Not for Broadcast right now. You see in the background when it displays some text to show us progress, and usually we make some decision when this text is played. Before it was just some pictures and stuff. Now it's a bit more cinematic. Let's say there are like some, I guess, some 3D created screens. Let's say some scenes. Anyway, so we're on 154. The rhythmic beeping of the heart monitor brings you slowly back to consciousness. Aha, so maybe that's an indication of what happened last time. Probably we're unconscious. Opening your eyes, you're greeted by a semicircle of concerned faces. Your family by your side, a reassuringly familiar sight in these new surroundings. You blink a few times to clear the sleep from your eyes and bring everyone into focus. You feel a hand on yours, gentle but reassuring. Sam, there with you as always, our wife. Their expression, understandably concerned, is somehow more affectionate than ever. We knew you'd be okay, never doubted for a second, and if I ever see that bossman, as the name suggests, is our boss. You squeeze their hand back and attempt a wink. The worry lines on Sam's forehead fade a bit. Lord knows you've both got enough to be anxious about without your health being thrown into the mix. Of course, because we're struggling financially. With a final smile at them, you turn to the rest of your family. Just as you feel Susie's absence, you notice Charlie fidgeting, clearly trying not to look worried. As soon as you turn to look at him, you can see Charlie tense up. His concern clear on his face. So, you're definitely good, right? He finally asks, quickly looking away. Now we can choose either to, of course I'm buddy, there's nothing to worry about, I'll be fine Charlie, leave the blanket alone. Okay, we're just gonna try to take a more chill out approach with our son. So of course I'm buddy, there's nothing to worry about. Charlie looks at you and grins, one of those infectious smiles that spreads around the room. It's always good to have him in your corner. Our family is a priority, so that's good. Your smile fades as you notice your mother. Wow, my mother is there. Staring listlessly out of the window. Despite all of your best efforts, she's not been doing well lately. Are you okay, Mom? Your mother starts, your call clearly shocking her out of her reverie. She turns to you and smiles, and you're grateful to see the increasingly rare recognition in her eyes. Yes, dear, of course. How are you feeling? You smile warmly and nod, but before you can respond, a doctor bustles in and ushers everyone out. She asks you, for what feels like the 100th time, how you're feeling. Surprisingly well, all things considered. Excellent, probably the doctor. There is no sign of any real damage, just a bit of a shock to the old system, pardon the pun. She smiles. Not that we'd recommend you do anything like that again, of course. After a couple of days rest at home, you should feel right as rain. She turns to leave, but stop at the door. So we're electrocuted, probably we're imagining everything in the last episode, probably. Oh, and the private room and care, the doctor gestures to your room, which you now notice looks rather expensive. Has all been paid for by Mr. Bossman. Well, that was the least he can do. And it's in our answer also. He left those flowers and said not to worry and take the rest of the week off. He'll see you on Monday apparently, and seems like the least he could do. Okay, so we're going now day 160, no, 107, 80. So 26 days after, about a month after. A burden to bear. You come home from a particularly late shift to find the kitchen light still on, which isn't normally a good sign. Everyone's usually in bed by now. Softly opening the kitchen door, you find Sam set at the table. Bills and papers are strewn in front of them, as well as what looks to be their second pack of biscuits. Okay. Give you a quick kiss as you take a seat next to them. Sam frowns and goes back to the bill they're holding. Hey, sweetheart, just looking at the numbers again. They look to the door to the pantry, now converted into your mother's bedroom, so we're having my mother at home. We've been doing our best, but I think Cassandra really needs a nurse to look after her now. Suddenly the bills are all you can see. I've been staring at the numbers all night, tears in their eyes. Sam takes your hand. There's just no way we can afford it. I'm so sorry. The kitchen table swims before you. Sam stands up and pulls you into a firm embrace, but all you can think of is your mother, and how you can't afford to help her. What would your dad be thinking now? Is this the 𝗃𝗶𝗃𝗲 promised? Yeah, probably not. You stare at the door and to your mother's makeshift room. Tomorrow, you'll need to tell the kids, and then book an appointment at the transition center. Oh my god, transition center, where they send the elderly based on the advanced program to like unburden the people. What else could you have done? So we see how advanced decisions and how the environment decision is affecting our character as well now. Okay, day 201, a letter home. Sam's out with work tonight and Charlie's staying at a friend's. The house is yours. You order a takeaway, have a couple of drinks and decide to relax in front of the TV. Not a great selection tonight, but surely something to watch. Okay, so what should we watch? You feel like a laugh? Comedy it is. Sam's not here, but you can still watch a horror without them? Nah, boring. You just want to switch off. Action thriller is the one. Might be. Sam isn't a fan of historical drama, so you make the most of them being away. You know what? Actually, the last one is quite true for me and my wife as well. Like, I'm a big fan of historical dramas, and she hates them. So I would go for it. If I was alone in the house, I would definitely go for historical drama. So yeah, let's do this. Genghis Khan. Oh, interesting. Wasn't ever really something you were interested in, but the drama's not half bad. You even learn a few things, like the fact his real name was Temujin. Who knew? Not me. When it's over, you flick through the channels for something else to watch, but a glint under the coffee table distracts you. You reach down to retrieve the mysterious device, remembering Sam's note as you do. Hey, sweetheart, Charlie lost Susie's present. Would you mind looking for it tonight? As you hold it closer, you're surprised to find the gift's actually an engraved letter for Chippy. She claims the nickname's affectionate, but Charlie still scolds every time she says it. You're not sure Sam would approve it. The accompanying note from Susie explains, Kyrgyzstan has a long tradition. Kyrgyzstan probably is another like country in this like not for broadcast universe, of glorifying the art of starting fires. Thought you'd like it? Don't do anything stupid, Suze. Hopefully it's just a souvenir and not a new pastime he's picked up or about to pick up. Like smoking, for example, or lighting fires. It's nice that she thought of him. So Susie, our daughter, is in Kyrgyzstan. I think we were discussing about it in some part of episode 1 where we had to take a decision to let her know to go to Kyrgyzstan, to go with the go-getters or something like that with advance, or we give her some money. and tell her to go. So she went. Do you see the past decisions, how is that affecting like now our character? So I guess now we're loading in where first in this episode to first day at work. Day 232, the silence. All right, 1 minute till we go in. I see. Okay, let's start everything here. All right, let's put this here. Let's pick Crazy Nil Super Summer Solstice. Advanced must be played. Rationing during crisis. Wow. All right, let me also open my TV screen sound. The latest in protection for men.
I mean it, Kath.
All right, we want to see this because probably the traps. We'll play advanced because, all right. Oh, and this is broken. Okay, I guess we'll still have to play three ads, but probably once we play one of them, we'll have to change after. All right. So we're ready.
I'm sorry, Kath, you're gonna have to leave.
What happened? They fired here?
Letting it go to your head.
She nearly blinded me.
10 seconds, everybody.
Wow.
Part of a team these days.
Things are better.
Wow, those presenters are bitches.
Stop being so high and mighty and do your
Okay,
job.
we're starting. There we go. Episode 2 is starting.
Good evening. I'm Megan.
Oh,
Moore.
3 matches to
I'm
choose.
Jeremy Dawes. Our
Okay.
main headlines tonight.
The establishment strikes back. The World Council has agreed today to impose punitive sanctions on the people of this country.
The sanctions, which are broad-ranging, include restrictions on the supply
Okay, so
of
we
oil
have to
and
pick
gas,
either happy.
food, clothing, and even some medicines.
Okay, let's pick
But how can we
4.
react?
4, 4,
We
4.
asked the public.
What do you think about all these
So we pick the reaction of the public to show probably either positive, neutral, or negative.
I smoke 40 a day.
Nice.
And if that ain't killed me, I doubt this will either.
Thanks, Patrick. Fascinating stuff. Thanks, Patrick.
Popular Prime Minister Julia Salisbury has released a reassuringly brave statement in response to the World Council's controversial announcement.
This international declaration is nothing short of outrageous.
Oh, and now we have to fight the
the
waves here on the right.
We do not recognize these sanctions, and we encourage other socially progressive nations of the world to both resist and ignore them. Advance
So-
has struck fear into the heart of the
So our country is facing international sanctions probably because of advanced policies.
For the betterment of the many. And whilst I wish we could improve,
She
other
seems very
countries as
sad
much
for
as
the
we
first
have our
time
own,
since the elections, don't you think so?
rely on the help of others to thrive. This country is entirely self-sufficient.
There we go.
We are a team, now more than ever. And this team is on your side. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Defiant stuff. But what do you, the public, think of our government's stance?
Okay, I will put
Robin
3.
Short found out.
Okay, that was not a lot of time.
If you could tell me what you think of the government.
I don't like advance. I want to fight them as much as I can. Wow. That grandpa was like hot-mouthed.
Down the bloody Swanee. And it's not just me that thinks so. My wife Iris, she agrees.
Of course,
Over to
Iris
you,
agrees.
fellas. Global mega corporation Remington's Fist today announced that trials have successfully completed on their groundbreaking male contraceptive product, Responsibility.
Responsibility.
Passed by the government for general release. But the small print points
Okay,
out
let's
in
go
their
happy, even
side
though
effects can include
corporations, but
large
anyway.
genitalia and increased risk of
Let's go
stroke.
bad actually. Let's go bad,
Double
okay? Remington's
But
Fist,
what do
very
you, the
responsible
public,
people.
think of Sophia Remington's latest venture? Patrick?
Would you take
And
the
do you
male
remember-
contraceptive pill?
No, mate. Her body, her baby, her problem.
How progressive of you. Nothing. How progressive of you.
Wow, that guy.
Momentary lapse of reason. Commuters across the capital found themselves somewhat bemused by the latest stunt by controversial protest group Disrupt.
In a baffling start to the day, commuters found performers outside every major station, all
Should we go positive with Disrupt? Should we go negative? Should we go... Let's not take position, let's say. Let's go... Because we don't know what Disrupt wants as well. Let's
As
go
long as it's got some
just...
grand contemporary dance,
just like
that's probably
neutral.
harmless.
But how do we all feel about Disrupt?
We saw that
And
Disrupt
then
is rising
tactics.
a lot.
Robin found out.
Do you have any feelings about Disrupt?
It's all a bit noisy for me, really. As Mother always said,
Okay.
leave the rebelling to the rebels, Malcolm.
feast or famine. Resourceful doctors David Wong and Ingrid Sforsborg and Horgensford today announced their first successful harvest in Dante's taint. Although they can
these scientists, we don't even know what they're doing there.
Be staying positive, as the following picture shows.
The undauntable scientists.
Okay, this is science. Okay, let's go happy. Let's go happy.
Complex rescue operation inches forward up here on dry land.
Someone has to rescue them as well. What they're doing?
But with Advance planning to spend an eye-watering amount of public money on the rescue craft, we asked Patrick Bannon to find out what we should all be thinking about the accelerating costs.
What are your thoughts on the costs of the rescue?
Oh my God, Patrick Bannon, wash your mouth out with soap. You can't put a value on human life. You have to spend whatever it takes, because one day you might be trapped in an underwater cave system and you would want exactly the same.
I don't think so, actually, because for legal reasons, we're actually not allowed within 31 yards of the coastline.
But Patrick is alive, like 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗲 didn't eat him, so definitely we're dreaming it, alright?
Not a number. Applications finally open today for the new Advanced Team membership cards, a scheme by the government to allow fast access to all the new public services being introduced daily.
The team membership cards are entirely voluntary, but will be recognised as legal identification by all major organisations.
I see there's another ID probably. Okay, let's go neutral in it. Not great, not
Of
terrible.
course, there's no charge, Jeremy.
By the way, this neutral, happy,
Well, you've always been a cynic.
or bad reaction to a news, it's actually so realistic. This is what happens actually by news media. They will like interview a lot of people, and in the end they will pick which reactions to show depending on what they want to promote. That's very realistic actually.
Membership is mostly for unmentionables, Malcolm.
Malcolm seems like a very
finally
interesting
tonight,
person.
Getting stuck in a shameless attempt to cash in on his bad boy status, shame celebrity 𝗏𝗵𝗶𝗲𝗲.
Oh, Johnny
announced a new
Hamsley.
line of
Oh.
real ale at a press conference earlier today.
We go on always positive with this guy. Johnny
In
Hamsley.
reference to his controversies of last year.
Of course.
This is a night you'll pretend you regret.
Or possibly a night you'll pretend you remember.
So what
Our
do you all
man,
think of
our
Johnny's
boy.
latest attempt to market his
Go on,
notoriety?
Johnny.
Patrick?
Oh my God, fantastic!
Wise words there.
Wise
Later
words.
Tonight, in a bit of a switcheroo, it'll be Jeremy in the culture chair, spitting rhymes with popular rapper 𝗲𝗔. And then we'll both be chatting with a
Jesus.
familiar team.
Alright, we're going here for like
Again.
beginning titles.
That's all coming up on
3,
tonight's
2,
National Nightly News.
boom. Alright, we have to watch the waves now. Again. Right. Come on. Yeah, we didn't do bad in this first segment. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, boom.
First tonight, thankfully,
Nice.
some news as we return to our main story.
The World Council today agreed that punitive and potentially illegal sanctions should be imposed upon this country. The sanctions, which come into effect immediately, aim to stop the flow of food, fuel,
Oh my God.
and even some medicines.
I guess like Advance is not very popular worldwide.
To discuss this unprecedented situation.
Oh, my favorite guy in number 2, the Peter Clement, the Prime Minister.
Can hear you, Jeremy. Thank you for having me.
A momentous day, Prime Minister.
Perfect guy for television, he always swears.
Don't scare that easy, I'm afraid, old son. And neither do the people of this country.
Well, joining us is 𝗵𝗶𝗃𝗲, Foreign Minister of 𝘃𝗶𝗃𝗲. Ivan, thank you for being here.
Great pleasure. You, Megan Wolf, are like strongest guard at labour camp who wake up inside body of crazy, expensive prostitute. In my country, justice is a god.
Okay. Minister, as one of those arguing most
Okay.
strongly for these sanctions, how do you
You said
feel about
Kyrgyzstan,
Advance's
right? Where our
defence
daughter is.
Advance is like man who think he have big career in movies land, when actually he in dirty sanitarium, screaming at mirror and holding tiny penis in hand.
He's clearly not from Svenland, and we have like some of the cleanest mental health facilities in the continent. Yeah.
And welcome to Svenland's Minister of Mojo, 𝗶𝗃.
Svetlana, the parody of Sweden, clearly.
Yeah. We don't use things like socially divisive surnames here. Yeah.
Minister?
It's just 𝗶𝗃, yeah.
Right, 𝗶𝗃. Your country spoke in favour of Advance at the World Council today, but you were noticeably absent when it came to the actual vote.
Well, what a surprise. The hippies didn't show up for the fight.
Actually, that's quite racist, because if you must know, we were going to go to the whole, vote thing, yeah? But it's actually the festival of 𝗶𝗷𝗃𝗲 here at the moment, where we honor the old generation.
Oh, it's a festival of 𝗶𝗷𝗃𝗲, so they didn't go to vote, right? Okay.
What was happening, and that's like a really time-consuming process, actually.
You're like sissy man. You had this expression, sissy man. It's like man with tiny penis who like to wash motorbikes.
I like how penis.
Quite homophobic.
We just let it, you know.
Stop winding him up, Ivan. We're not back at the Grange now. Sorry, Jeremy. Ivan and I used to play golf back in my media days.
Yeah, he always wins.
Nothing gives him greater pleasure than
Nice.
grinding people.
Kyrgyzstan would be something like Russia or like some other weird Eastern country.
Who think he have tiny penis, but actually.
But this guy's always talking about penis.
Oh, could it be? No, it's tiny penis.
Ivan's just worried that when the rest of the world sees how well we're doing, they'll notice all that dosh that he's got squirreled away. Because that's what these sanctions are, Megan. They're the last pathetic gasp of an establishment in collapse.
Some reactions here, not to make it boring.
Ivan, old mate.
Good. It can join others on my wall.
Actually, in Svenland, we have serious animal welfare legislation. And my friend Helga.
Svenland is definitely
was hovering over her field.
the Scandinavia, the imaginary Scandinavia.
I used to know a girl called Jan Sandwich. She was a right cracker too. I wonder what became of her.
We seem to be wandering a little from the news here.
A bit.
Jeremy, the real people behind the headlines and all that. So if you're watching, Jan, give us a call.
Really?
Yeah. Let's see if we can't organise a reunion.
Crash, I'm not sure about that. I'll have to run it past Mrs. Clement first, eh?
Peter, you like man trying to empty ashes of mistresses into oncoming vent. Soon you have tiny penis and beard full of secrets.
All right.
Finland, we don't really go in for all that restricted monogamy stuff here. We're kind of flawed, actually.
Well, it seems that we are running out of time.
Yes, so before we go to the break, briefly, if you would, gentlemen, with the people of this country facing shortages and
Possible shortages and power outages.
Possible.
Yes.
Of course, we have to keep the correct language.
Possible shortages and power outages. Can you summarize your thoughts for us, Minister 𝗶𝗷𝗃𝗲?
Well, from here, yeah, you all look a bit stupid, really, arguing about outdated devices, concepts like money. In Finland, we replaced currency with a system of bodily fluids back in the 1990s.
With bodily fluids. They're too, way ahead of us.
Your country is like man who think he invented perfect trap.
Svenland is way too above,
He just standing in field,
get, worried about, stuff like money. Oh, wow. First time that this guy's on television and he's not swearing like a truck driver.
We knew the rest of the world would react.
Probably it's the first time he's sober, actually.
As my old man used to say, you can't make a shite pie without...
Oh my God, come on.
Thank you, Prime Minister.
Reassuring words there.
Very reassuring words.
After these messages.
All right.
Hey, Peter.
There we are.
Over your way this weekend. You fancy a quick 9?
Yeah, sure, from the back.
That's what I hope you're asking Megan Wolf for me.
This guy with a tiny penis. I hope tiny penis is allowed on YouTube.
It's all part of his long-term plan.
Alright, this first segment went alright. We know that now, our fictional country is imposed on government sanctions, global sanctions.
Same as regular censoring.
Okay.
Keep an eye out for the advanced blue waveform.
Oh my God. So we will have, besides swear words, now we'll have to additionally censor stuff that probably the government doesn't like, especially now that we have sanctions imposed on us. All right, interesting.
Are you still meant to bow to foreign royalty?
What?
Should I just curtsy?
Where should we
Have
open?
we given you the Crown Prince report?
Well,
Megan.
This is Jeremy, and he'll be interviewing you.
So we're opening with Jeremy probably, or with Megan.
Thanks for having me on your show, man.
Oh, that's the Jesus, the rapper.
Live in 10 seconds.
He put that get up on himself.
I see Megan preparing, so probably it's Megan.
Going in 5.
Let's hope.
4, 3.
welcome back.
Yep.
I'm Megan Wolf. Later, we have an exclusive first look at a theatrical sensation everyone's going to be talking about. But first, it's time to go over to the culture spot with lovely old Jeremy Donaldson, who's joined by a very special guest. Jeremy.
Thanks, Megan.
All right.
I have the honor and privilege of being joined by hip-hop royalty. He's been called the son of the streets and the father of truth. Not sure how that works, but whatever. Let's welcome Jesus.
Hey, Jesus. Hey, man.
Thanks, Jeremy. Yeah, it's a real honor to be here on your show, The News. You know, as a kid on the streets, I used to watch you through a window of the shop, so to be here right now is crazy.
You've had quite the journey
Just not very impressed.
to be here today.
Because Jeremy is very frustrated as the episodes go by.
You know, I try not to, well, you know, the past is the past, and I don't like to dwell on it.
I understand.
But yeah, man, the streets is all I remember. Like, my mother donated me to a charity shop soon after I was born. Elderly lady took pity on me. You know, she let me sleep on a pile of crime fiction until I taught myself how to walk.
Wow, that's quite the childhood.
And she died, died tragically. Right there in my arms, man. You know, I remember a tear falling as she laid there next to the used home.
Nice, we're doing good now with changing the scenes.
In that moment, I became a child of the streets. I was just 18 months old.
18 months old. Child of the streets.
You're known for your direct and honest lyrics.
18 months old. Child of the streets.
Well, like I said, I try not to talk about it. It's just it's just too hard.
Okay, man, don't talk.
But my first album is about the story of the first 4 times I stole, so I wouldn't start.
He tries not to talk about it.
Infants came to see me as a de facto leader. They call me Mr. Cheese Slice.
Nice.
Anyway, we were like a family.
So it would seem. Recently, you've been quite outspoken about the government.
It just sounds like
Fuck Advance. Fuck Clement.
Oh, he doesn't like Advance? Yeah, man, this is my man.
No, they stole from us. They're taking our money and spending it, man.
Redistributing it.
I bet his songs are not very
So?
positive towards Advance as well.
Surely that's a cause close to your heart?
Yeah, nah, of course, man, very much so. I just mean, like, why do I have to pay for it, you know?
Yeah.
You don't. People have been rehoused on property seized from the historically wealthy. And that couldn't have been you, could it?
Look, yeah, I worked hard to be here. I built this from nothing.
Okay.
And I deserve to be rewarded for that.
Would you say you worked harder than, say, a farmer or a care worker?
Oh, trick question.
But if people are taking something from my music, choose to value it, buy it, who's to say I don't? And no one can take that away from me.
True.
To help, say, vulnerable children, Mr. Cheese Slice.
What is it you're trying to say?
I just don't understand where you've placed yourself politically. I mean, is it ideological or is it tactical? Or maybe
He
it's
tries to take out some stuff from him.
Tie me in knots with your words, Jeremy.
Uh-huh.
I let the music speak for itself. And the people agree with me.
Well, that remains to be seen.
Okay, we're preparing in script number 4 probably for the
I promise you,
music.
was much more painful for me than it was for you. So here he is with his hit song. This is Love Knows Tears.
Oh no, I'm gonna do something a little different. It's a new single I've been working on.
Oh, wow.
So this is unapproved, is it?
Yeah. You love it.
Excellent.
Uh-huh.
Don't worry, we've got to study
I bet we'll have to, like,
What's the
yeah.
worst that could happen?
Yeah, like,
So
we'll have to
here
censor
is
some stuff.
The new song. Aren't we lucky? It's Jesus.
First.
Nice. Oh my god, I bet it will be. This is Peter Clements. I bet it will be against Advance now.
Well, we're all different races from many different places. At any given moment, only one could be the greatest. So you can feel the elation from your participation. Still 2 leaders in this motherfucking nation. Now
oh my god.
Sanction, talking about expansion. Why does Julie require a massive fucking
and here is the blue as well.
I don't need your freaky team, and I don't need your help to achieve my fucking dreams.
Oh my god, it's hard.
So don't make a fuss when you find you're one of us. Yeah, every single one of you's a bit Jesus. And you can call me crazy, cause no one ever pays me. But I won't waste a lifetime being motherfucking lazy. I may be inventive, my taste may be expensive, but why would I get out of bed with no fucking incentive? Although it's contravention of your obvious intention, I like to eat a little of the food.
Should we leave some of the words for advance out?
But we're not all the same. All our dreams, all our schemes, all our means are not the same. The best of the praise, of the crest of the wave. Cause we're only equal people when we're motherfucking slaves. Take this fact, gonna stain it red, gonna slam it into Peter Clement's motherfucking head. Cause he's fake.
Oh, he says about Peter Clement. Oh my god. He says he will take Peter Clement's head.
So this is for the snubs, ones the push and the shove, ones the folks to feel the burden of their motherfucking loved ones who had plenty like a motherfucking Bentley, the ones who now finding that their bank accounts are empty, the ones of aspiration who had to flee a nation, the ones who built a business out of dreams of perspiration. There's all sorts of people, the good and the evil. It only takes a glance to see we're not all equal. You make us the same, but we're not all the same. All our dreams, all our schemes, all our means are not the same. And the best of the praise, of the press of the ways. Cause we're only equal people when we're motherfucking slaves.
Oh my god.
Gonna stain it red, gonna slam it into Peter Clement's motherfucking head.
Okay, we have to censor some stuff.
Got a job he's unfit for. Time to pull a castle with a motherfucking pitchfork. Get out of your seats, get your asses in the streets. Set a fire in the building, let him feel some fucking heat. Say you hate to go getters.
Oh my god, it's so hard. He has to censor so much. Okay, we'll leave some stuff.
Let's take
the multipliers. Oh my god. Oh my god, he says so much stuff about advance. Look how much blue. Okay, let's leave some blue. Let's see what happens if we leave some blue. Wow, horrible. Horrible. He wants to take Peter Clement's head.
New song. Thank you so much for joining us in the studio.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I may not agree with you, but I'd just like to offer you an apology. I've just been told that there was some kind of issue upstairs, and an attempt was made to censor some of your lyrics.
What? Are you
Wow.
joking?
I'd just like to say to you and everyone at home that this was a mistake.
This is absolutely ridiculous. I cannot believe this.
Here at the National Nightly News, we pride ourselves on remaining neutral,
They pride themselves on that, but we take direct orders from the government.
we will never censor.
Nevertheless, 15 minutes for a break.
Back to you, Megan.
50 seconds for a break. There it is.
Dangerous language there, sorry about that.
Yeah, a bit of dangers. He wanted to take Peter Clement's hand.
Coming up, we'll be speaking to a couple of familiar faces.
5 seconds for break.
Dramatic outing. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
One, boom. Alright, let's go here. Let's take this out. The latest product from Limited Swiss, and let's put Sports Pro, the sports game. The bold news shampoo for Eye of the Beholder.
I understand.
The sports game. Sports board game. Okay, this one.
I don't know what you're talking about, Jeremy.
For the third segment, this. Okay, we take again an E because I was missing some slurs again out.
Just to remind, fixing that old VCR. Open a new tape. Last ad break.
Yes, Mr. Bossman, I already did. I'm a smart guy. I should take some race, but segment great E. What did I take the previous one? Probably B or something. Yeah, pretty horrible again. Unless I went a bit better with the rhythm, this time, than the previous time song, which was horrible.
Say no more. Say no more.
Oh, again this guy. He's everywhere.
Mr. 𝗷𝗶𝗃𝗲.
Vividly.
And Mr. Harris, and this is Ms. Raiden.
What?
𝗃𝗶𝗃𝗲, please.
You're back together again, eh? Who'd have thought it?
All right.
Yes, it is awfully exciting, isn't it?
Right, okay then. We're going live in 10 seconds, opening on camera 1.
All right. Camera 1, we're already there. What is this guy doing?
4.
Another interview for the third segment of today.
Welcome back, and no, you're not mistaken. Sitting across from us are some very familiar faces.
You really are too kind, Megan. It was only a yogurt commercial, but I'm still proud of it.
Wow.
Here to talk about his new show, we're joined by national treasure 𝗃𝗵𝗃𝗲, the National Theatre's 𝗃𝗶𝗱𝗲𝗲, and national deficit 𝗃𝗵𝗷𝗲𝗲.
It's so lovely to have you all. Tommy, would you like to tell us about the show?
You know what? I'd bloody love to. It's about me. It's about my life.
And where did the idea come from?
So, right, picture this. Their legs akimbo, mid-session, sweat is pouring out of me like an immense hog. And then Cindy comes in, she says...
They're all culture, these guys, all culture. Like nothing is happening around them.
The Prime Minister.
Yeah, Pete's actually a really good mate of mine.
Oh, well, that's why.
Yeah, no, he comes to training sometimes. He's actually
Oh,
a
nice.
goal sweeper. Anyway, so, yeah, Pete, he says, Toby, he thinks my name's Toby, see? He says, how would
thinks it's
you
Toby.
like to spread your message of team spirit and cooperation across this fractured nation? How would you like to really make a difference?
Nice reaction there.
What did you say?
Yeah, right, yeah.
So, Jeff, the question on everyone's lips is, what in God's name are you doing here?
Exactly,
Well,
Jeff.
After the success of my debut work and all the people that I've touched, I knew that I had a career in theatre.
And with beautiful songs, Mr.
So when my
Mr. Bear song.
director, I was ecstatic. I whipped my trousers off and got straight to work.
Why did you do that?
I do all my best work with my trousers off.
No, I wouldn't say so.
Right, Tommy, sorry, would you just give us a sense of what the show is actually about?
It's about how hard it's been for me and some of the struggles that I've faced. It like really getting to the heart of how tough it is to be me. I call it Tommy Harris. Jesus, that was hard.
That sounds like a...
Some clips of the process of the show. Would you mind telling us what's going on here?
Yeah, so the show is...
Alright, so number 2, suddenly they just put the clips, okay?
It mixes scenes from my life as well as epic fantasy retellings of scenes from my life.
Ah, wow, very interesting.
Dad, you promised you'd come to my graduation.
Oh my god, everything is happening so fast, you know, like it's very hard.
You're an embarrassment.
But Dad, you promised you'd come to my graduation.
This could be also like everyday normal geek. Jesus, that was hard. My own theater play.
𝗃𝗶𝗃𝗲, what's it been like co-starring with Tommy Harris?
𝗃𝗵𝗃𝗲𝗲, yeah.
Dreamed of treading the boards at medium-scale regional theatres, Megan. And for once, this show really
Let's
gives
saw
me
some
something to
plants
sink my
here,
teeth
like
into.
some like scenes like this.
Tommy, Mr. Harris's show really lets me show my tremendous range as an actor. I've always suffered from typecasting, forced to play the same tired characters in every god-awful yogurt advert or godforsaken soap opera or...
As if you have to play character, very complicated characters in yogurt adverts.
This show has really let me just go there.
You just go places.
The viewers at home will be dying to know exactly what is it that you bring to the show.
Good question. I think these guys would agree with me when I say that it's my my steady hand on the tiller, my arm round the shoulder approach that's really brought the production from strength to strength.
Absolutely right. Jeff's contributions are immeasurable. He wants
Immeasurable contributions in his panties.
A sneak peek of anything else that might be in the show?
Yeah, all sorts, yeah.
Yeah. We've got lots of exclusive first-hand experience of Tommy's time in the underground sports board scene.
and some epic fantasy retellings of Tommy's time in the underground sports board scene.
Nice. Oh. This face. So fake.
You'll never take the sacred path!
Wow.
And am I right in saying this was officially commissioned by the government?
Yeah, all
Wow.
paid for by the taxpayer, which, you know, to be honest...
The taxpayers' money are going to the right direction in this country.
It's fair to say that without Advance's support, we'd have had to cut the finale.
Which frankly would have been a travesty.
All right.
Oh, God, Jesus Christ!
Seems you're doing a bit better in this segment.
Absolutely. It's a metaphor.
For what?
Death.
and the public are footing
What?
Bloody right they are. Between the cost of my tour bus...
Nothing makes sense in this theatrical play.
I'm barely scraping a profit here.
Amazing. And where can the folks at home come and see this for themselves?
We're performing all over the nation.
And people can see it for absolutely free, all courtesy of Advance.
Thank you, Advance.
Incredible, Jeremy.
Yes, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for coming. Next time we see you, no doubt you'll have taken our jobs.
No way.
That's all we have time for tonight. Join us tomorrow when I'll be interviewing the world's most attractive horse. I'm 𝗃𝗵𝗶𝗃𝗲.
And I'm Megan Wolf. And from all of us here, have a peaceful night.
Thank you very much. Boom.
That's the ads. Let's get reset for tomorrow, please.
Hey,
All right, that was it.
Stop bumping into each other like this, eh?
We see Mr. 𝗷𝗶𝗃𝗲 is trying to go there, have some friends with Megan Wolf and Jeremy Donaldson, but yeah. Oh, segment grade A. Wow. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, so... Wow, very nice commercial here. Okay, so let's go to continue here. Okay, sequence A+, sequence, second sequence E. Okay, we just fucked up a bit there. And third sequence A. So broadcast grade is B, much better than the last time. Nothing so much exciting happened in this particular like broadcast. We just saw that Jeremy and Megan becoming very agitated with everyone around them as it passes by, and Mr. 𝗷𝗶𝗃𝗲 is everywhere where theater is. You have received your full wages. My current wealth is crippling debt. And Sarah, PC is going up, RS and not sure what is this and what is this, they're going down. So there is also this system with like that I haven't, if you remember from the previous episode, that you could pick some shares in some company. I don't even remember which company we picked the shares. I picked the shares when I was doing this save. But depending on what ads you play and what news you present for that company, you know, the shares go up or down. I think I have picked shares in a company that was about tourism and travel, but I haven't seen any ads or something said about it, so I'm not sure how this works yet. So the world, yes, Advance is going down because we put some bad news. This is the like the disrupt that's going up, and this 𝗃𝗷𝗆𝐶ℎ1, I don't even know what it is, but it's so some hard. Maybe it's the channel that we're in and if they like me or not. I'm not sure because we don't have explanations. So that was the first part in episode 2 in Not For Broadcast. Pretty slow start in this first part, besides the fact that we see that like now there are some like new sanctions imposed to this like fictional Britain from the outside world, which will increase tension against for Advance, for our like protagonists in general in the country. Situation will get worse, I guess, as we progress, and also this obvious frustration from Jeremy and Megan over everyone, which who knows who might lead. And I would say that, but we're good. We took like a very good grade. We took the hard from channel 1 in the end, that I didn't know what this 𝗃𝗷𝗆𝐿𝐶ℎ1 is. Channel 1, it's the channel that we're working for, so that was the hard in these screens in the end, which were not very explanatory. But anyway, so what do you think about Advance? What do you think about the situation? Are they going to go out through these food shortages? Are they planning these voluntary membership cards? Maybe there's something else, like more like not so voluntary cards that they're planning to control the people even more. Will they be the savior of this like alternate universe bridge state, or are they skillfully hiding another shadier agenda for its people? And things tend to get a bit more difficult, a bit darker, and take a bit more like sad turn for our protagonist. So go ahead and write me down in the comment section below what do you think about this episode and about what is coming next in episode 2. And if you stay till the end of this video, thank you, friend. You're a true geek. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, press the like button and join and support the Geek family by hitting the subscribe button together with the bell button in order to be able to stay tuned to the next Not For Broadcast video that I will upload and the crazy twists that hold for us. I was 𝗃𝗵𝗶𝗃𝗲, you were in Everyday Normal Geek, and I will see you next time. Bye.